Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old is gold, but these rare Kennedy half-dollar coin that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Coin number 1. Today into the heart of American coin history, because what I'm about to share with you is no ordinary story. We are diving into the world of the United States Kennedy half-dollar 1776 to 1976 D coin, a coin that carries not only value but also the pride of a nation's 200th birthday. If you are a true collector or someone who just stumbled upon this treasure, I promise you will want to stay till the very end, because the uniqueness and rarity of this half-dollar will leave you amazed. The Kennedy half-dollar, issued in 1976, was no ordinary release. It was a special bicentennial edition created to honor the 200th anniversary of American independence. That alone makes it stand apart in history, but what makes it even more exciting is how the Denver Mint struck millions of these coins with a design that tells the story of America itself. On one side you see President John F. Kennedy, a symbol of hope and leadership, while the reverse side proudly displays Independence Hall, the very place where the Declaration of Independence was signed. Holding this coin in your hand is like holding a piece of living history. Now here's where the thrill builds even more for collectors. Many of these coins were heavily used in circulation, meaning they picked up scratches, dings, and wear over time. But when you find a Kennedy half-dollar 1776 to 1976 D in pristine, uncirculated condition, it transforms from being just a 50-cent piece into a collector's prize. Even more exciting are the rare mint errors that slipped through production. There are examples of double strikes, off-center images, and coins with unusual metal flaws that turn a normal bicentennial half-dollar into a one-of-a-kind collector's item. Imagine owning a coin that has no twin in the world. That is what error coins give you, and that is why collectors chase them with such passion. For those who dream of adding this coin to their collection, let me give you a collector's tip. Always examine the details under a magnifying glass. Look at the date 1776 to 1976 and check the clarity of the strike. Look closely at Independence Hall on the reverse side. Strong details, sharp windows, and clean edges are signs of a coin that will command attention in the market. And remember, condition is everything. A coin kept safely in a protective case, shielded from scratches and fingerprints, is the type of coin that sells for incredible premiums when brought to auction. Collectors across America and beyond are always hunting for the Kennedy half-dollar bicentennial series, because it is not only a beautiful design but also a limited commemoration. You can walk into coin shows in cities like New York, Chicago, or Dallas and find dealers showcasing these coins proudly, and the excitement around them never fades. Some have been sold at major auctions, with pristine examples fetching serious money, especially when graded by top grading services. The demand is very strong because everyone knows this coin represents a historic moment that will never be repeated. And now, the part you have all been waiting for, the value. A Kennedy half-dollar 1776 to 1976 D coin in average circulated condition may not break the bank, but when you hold one in uncirculated mint state condition or one with a rare error, its value rises sharply. In fact, collectors have seen these coins sell for as much as $5,000 in special cases at auctions across the United States. That's right, $5,000 for a coin that once had the face value of just 50 cents. So if you ever come across a Kennedy half-dollar with that 1776 to 1976 date and the D mint mark from Denver, don't let it slip away. Check its condition, protect it, and maybe even have it graded, because you could be holding a treasure worth far more than you imagined. The thrill of coin collecting is never just about the money. It is about holding history, art, and national pride in the palm of your hand. Thank you for joining me today on this incredible journey through the world of the rare Kennedy half-dollar bicentennial coin. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about rare coins, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our next exciting discovery. Until then, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, you never know when the next coin in your pocket could be a hidden fortune. Coin number 2. I am going to share with you one of the most fascinating coins in the history of the United States, the Kennedy half-dollar from 1981 with the P mint mark of Philadelphia. If you are a true coin collector or even just someone who has an old box of coins sitting at home, you need to listen very carefully, because what I'm about to tell you could change the way you look at this ordinary-looking half-dollar forever. This is not just any coin. This is a piece of American history that has the power to surprise even the most experienced collectors. the Kennedy half-dollar has always been one of the most loved coins in America, but the 1981p edition holds a special place among collectors. The year 1981 marked the very last year that these coins were struck for circulation in large numbers before they started being produced mostly for collectors only. That alone makes it special because this Philadelphia Mint coin is not just another half-dollar, it's the final chapter of an era in circulation history. On the front side you see the bold portrait of John F. Kennedy, a design that became iconic since 1964 when the coin was first released to honor the fallen president. On the back side shines the presidential seal, with the majestic eagle holding arrows and olive branches, symbolizing strength and peace. Every detail of this design reminds you of America's resilience and pride, and in sharp condition the coin looks absolutely stunning. Now let's talk about why this 1981p Kennedy half-dollar is not just special but rare and desirable. Millions were minted in Philadelphia, but over the years most of them circulated heavily, picked up scratches, and lost their shine. Finding one today in pristine condition, untouched and preserved, is becoming more and more difficult. Collectors know this very well and that's why the demand is rising. But the real thrill comes when we talk about error coins from this year. There are examples of 1981 Kennedy half-dollars with double die errors on the lettering, slight misstrikes on the date, and even planchet flaws where the coin was struck on the wrong metal. These rare mistakes from the mint turn an already collectible coin into a one-of-a-kind treasure. Collectors love errors because no two are the same, and once you have one in your collection, it becomes almost impossible to replace. That is what makes error coins from 1981 so powerful and so expensive in the market. For collectors, here is a tip you must never forget. Always check the mint mark carefully. The P mint mark from Philadelphia in 1981 can sometimes be faint or doubled, which can drastically raise the coin's value. Look at the edges for full luster, and examine the lettering for clarity. A strong strike with sharp details can make the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one that sells for thousands at auctions. Protection is key, so if you believe you have a rare 1981p Kennedy half-dollar, store it in a coin holder and avoid touching it with bare hands. Condition is everything in this hobby, and a well-preserved coin is like gold in the eyes of a collector. Collectors across the United States keep a close eye on these coins, and you'll often see them featured at coin shows in cities like Chicago or Philadelphia itself, where dealers proudly display them under bright lights. Auctions have seen sharp uncirculated examples reach impressive prices, especially when graded by top services like PCGS or NGC. Once graded high, the value of these coins can jump dramatically, and bidding wars between collectors often break out because the demand is so strong. And now comes the moment you've been waiting for, the real market value of the 1981p Kennedy half-dollar. In circulated condition it may not shock you, but in uncirculated mint state, this coin has been sold in auctions for as much as $2,000 in words. That's right, a simple half-dollar coin from 1981 with a P mint mark, when preserved in perfect shape or showing a rare error, can bring you $2,000 in today's collector market. Imagine turning a 50-cent piece into $2,000, that is the magic of coin collecting. So the next time you come across a Kennedy half-dollar with the date 1981 and the P mint mark, don't pass it by. Hold on to it, check for errors, and protect it because you might be looking at a true collector's gem. The thrill of coin collecting is never just about the money, it's about uncovering history, finding beauty in design, and holding something that connects you directly to the story of America. Thank you for joining me today as we uncovered the secrets of the rare 1981p Kennedy half-dollar. If you love learning about rare coins and hidden treasures, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss our next discovery. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and always remember, your next coin could be the one that changes everything. Coin number 3. I am going to tell you something very exciting about a coin that many people overlook but collectors know holds a special place in American coin history. We are talking about the United States Kennedy half-dollar from the year 2000 with the P mint mark of Philadelphia. Do not miss a single second because I will reveal its uniqueness, its rarity, and at the end the exact market value this coin can reach today. If you are a true collector or even just curious about coins, stay with me, because what I will share could make you look at your old change in a completely different way. The Kennedy half-dollar has been one of the most recognized coins since its first release in 1964, but the 2000p edition is a modern treasure that carries more significance than most people realize. This year was one of the final times when the half-dollar was struck for circulation in notable numbers, because after the year 2002 these coins were produced only for collectors and not released into daily use. That means the 2000p half dollar represents the end of an era, and that alone makes it stand out as a coin worth holding onto. When you look at this coin, you see history captured in metal. The front carries the portrait of John F. Kennedy, strong and inspiring, and the reverse shows the bold presidential seal with the eagle spreading its wings. Every detail on this coin speaks of American pride and power. When kept in sharp uncirculated condition, the shine of this coin is truly beautiful, and that is what collectors look for when they want to add one to their collection. But let's get into what makes the 2000p Kennedy half dollar not just special but rare and expensive in certain cases. Most of the coins minted in Philadelphia entered circulation, where they were handled, scratched, and worn down. Very few survived in pristine condition, especially with strong luster and sharp edges. That rarity of condition drives up the value dramatically. And then, of course, come the mint errors that every collector dreams about. There are examples of the 2000p half dollar with doubled dies on the lettering, off-center strikes that give the coin a unique look, and even planchet errors where the coin was struck on the wrong type of blank. These error coins are extremely rare and each one is one of a kind. Imagine finding one in your collection. It is like striking gold for a coin collector because there will never be another exactly like it. That is why error coins command such high prices at auctions and private sales. For collectors, here is an important tip that can save you from missing out on a valuable treasure. Always check the mint mark carefully under a magnifying glass. On the 2000p coin, the P is sometimes weak or doubled, and that can be a sign of a mint error. Also pay attention to the surfaces of the coin. Coins with strong luster, no scratches, and sharp details in Kennedy's hair and the eagle's feathers are the coins that bring serious money. Keep your coins safe in holders and never touch them with bare hands because even fingerprints can lower their value. Condition is everything, and collectors will always pay premiums for coins that are well preserved. Across the United States, these 2000p Kennedy half dollars are always in demand. You can see them at coin shows in places like New York or Dallas where dealers proudly display them. Auctions have seen uncirculated examples graded by PCGS or NGC sell for impressive amounts, and error coins create bidding wars because serious collectors know how rare they truly are. The interest in Kennedy half dollars has never gone away, and the 2000p edition has only grown in popularity as time goes on. And now the part you have been waiting for, the market value of this rare coin. A 2000p Kennedy half dollar in regular circulated condition will not shock you, but when you find one in uncirculated mint state or with a rare error, its price climbs very high. In fact, examples have sold in auctions for as much as $1,000 in words. Yes, a coin with the face value of just 50 cents from the year 2000 can bring you $1,000 when it is preserved perfectly or when it carries a unique minting error. That is the true magic of coin collecting, so the next time you see a Kennedy half dollar dated 2000 with a P mint mark, do not ignore it. Look at it closely, protect it, and consider grading it if the condition looks sharp, because you could be holding a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. The thrill of this hobby is not only in the money but in the history, the beauty, and the chance to uncover something that others have overlooked. Thank you for joining me today on this exciting journey into the world of the 2000p Kennedy half dollar. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear more stories about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit the bell so you never miss another discovery. Keep searching, keep collecting, and always remember, your next coin could be the treasure you have been waiting for. Coin number 4. I am going to share with you a story that every coin collector and treasure hunter will love to hear. We are diving deep into the fascinating world of the United States Kennedy half dollar, and today the spotlight is on the 1988 D coin from Denver. You might think of it as just another half dollar, but let me assure you, there are secrets and surprises hiding in this coin that make it a true collector's prize. Stay with me until the very end because I will reveal its real market value and you won't believe how much it can bring when found in the right condition. The Kennedy half dollar series has always been a favorite among collectors since it was first struck in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. The 1988 D version holds a special place because it represents an era when these coins were still circulating heavily across America. Most of them were used every single day, passed from hand to hand, and very few survived in pristine condition. That is exactly what makes the 1988 D such a thrill for collectors today. On the front side, you have the iconic profile of John F. Kennedy, a symbol of leadership, strength, and inspiration. On the back, you see the detailed presidential seal with the bold eagle spreading its wings, arrows in one claw, olive branch in the other, standing for power and peace. The design is timeless and every sharp detail adds to the beauty of the coin. When this coin is found in uncirculated condition, the shine and strike of the 1988D makes it truly eye-catching for collectors. Now let's talk about what makes this coin rare and sometimes very expensive. While millions of these half dollars were produced at the Denver Mint, most of them were circulated until they became worn and dull. But when one is discovered in mint state condition, untouched by circulation, the value skyrockets. Even more thrilling are the rare error coins from this year. There are examples of the 1988D half dollar with double die errors on the date and lettering, off-center strikes where the design is shifted, and even planchet flaws where the coin was struck on the wrong metal blank. Each of these errors is unique and highly sought after by serious collectors. A coin with such an error is not just a half dollar anymore, it becomes a one-of-a-kind treasure. Here's a tip for all collectors listening carefully. Always examine the mint mark D under magnification because sometimes it shows doubling or weak strikes that can indicate a valuable variation. Look closely at Kennedy's hair and the eagle's feathers on the reverse. Sharp and full details mean the coin is well struck and can demand a higher price. If you ever come across a 1988D Kennedy half dollar that looks flawless, protect it immediately in a coin holder and never handle it with bare fingers. Condition is everything, and the difference between a common piece and a rare treasure lies in how well it has been preserved. Collectors across America know the value of this coin. At coin shows in cities like Denver itself, or auctions in New York and California, the 1988D Kennedy half dollar has been showcased and sold to eager buyers. Auction houses have seen competition rise quickly when error coins appear, because advanced collectors know these pieces are nearly impossible to replace. The demand remains strong and steady because Kennedy half dollars are not just coins, they are symbols of American history and pride. And now the moment you have been waiting for, the true value of the 1988D Kennedy half dollar. In worn circulated condition it might not impress you, but in uncirculated mint state, this coin has sold in auctions for as much as $1,500 in words. Yes, a half dollar that was once used in everyday transactions can today bring $1,500 when kept in perfect condition or carrying a rare mint error. That is the magic and thrill of coin collecting, turning a 50-cent piece into a small fortune. So if you ever come across a 1988D Kennedy half dollar, don't underestimate it. Check it carefully, study the details, and protect it, because you might be holding a rare treasure that collectors all around the world are looking for. Thank you for joining me today on this exciting journey through the story of the 1988D Kennedy half dollar. If you enjoyed this and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and hit the bell so you never miss our next discovery. Keep searching, keep collecting, and always remember, the next coin you find could be worth far more than you ever dreamed. Coin number 5. I am going to reveal something truly exciting for all the coin lovers and treasure hunters watching this video. We are talking about the United States Kennedy half dollar from 1998 with the P mint mark of Philadelphia. At first glance this coin may seem like an ordinary half dollar, but when you listen closely and understand its rarity, you will realize that this piece of American history is far more valuable than you could ever imagine. So stay with me until the end because I will tell you exactly how much this coin is worth in today's market, and believe me, you don't want to miss it. The Kennedy half dollar series is one of the most iconic in American coinage, first released in 1964 to honor the legacy of President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. Over the decades it became more than just a 50-cent piece, it became a collector's favorite. The 1998 P coin is particularly interesting because it was among the last half dollars that still circulated in noticeable numbers before production was greatly reduced for circulation in the early 2000s. That makes this coin not just a half dollar but a reminder of the closing chapter of everyday use for this denomination. On the front of the 1998 P Kennedy half dollar you see the strong portrait of President Kennedy, his profile bold and confident. On the back shines the powerful image of the presidential seal, the eagle holding arrows and olive branch, a lasting symbol of American strength and peace. When this coin is preserved in uncirculated condition, the details of Kennedy's hair, the eagle's wings, and every star around the design truly come alive. This is why sharp examples are always in high demand among collectors. Now what makes this coin rare and sometimes very expensive are not just its numbers but also the unique conditions and mint errors that occurred during production. Some 1998 P half dollars were struck with doubled dies where the lettering or the date appears doubled under magnification. Others show off-center strikes where the design is shifted, giving the coin an unusual but highly collectible look. Even rarer are planchet errors where the coin may have been struck on a wrong blank or shows incomplete details. Each one of these mistakes makes the coin one of a kind, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for such treasures. For those who are listening carefully and love collecting, here is a valuable tip. Always check the surfaces of your 1998p half dollar with good lighting. Look for strong luster and full details in Kennedy's profile. Pay attention to the mint mark P because sometimes it appears faint or slightly doubled, which can be an indicator of a valuable error. Keep your coins in protective holders and avoid touching them with bare fingers because even the smallest mark can affect value. Remember that condition is everything in coin collecting, and the sharper your coin looks, the higher price it can bring when you decide to sell. Collectors all over the United States are always hunting for the 1998p Kennedy half dollar in top grade. At coin shows in cities like Philadelphia itself, or in auctions in New York and California, these coins have been featured and have drawn a lot of interest from serious buyers. When error coins or perfectly preserved uncirculated examples appear at auction, bidding wars often break out because collectors know how rare these coins truly are. The demand is strong and shows no sign of slowing down. And now the most thrilling part, the real market value of this coin today. A circulated example may not surprise you, but when you hold a 1998p Kennedy half dollar in mint state condition or discover one with a rare mint error, the value can climb very high. In fact, this coin has sold at auctions for as much as $1,200 in words. That is right, a 50-cent coin from 1998 can be worth $1,200 when preserved perfectly or when showing a unique error. That is the power of coin collecting, turning something ordinary into something extraordinary. So if you ever come across a Kennedy half dollar dated 1998 with the P mint mark, do not take it lightly. Study it, protect it, and you may be holding a true collector's treasure. This coin is living history, a piece of art, and in the right condition, a coin that can bring you a great reward. Thank you for watching and joining me today as we explored the story of the 1998p Kennedy half dollar. If you enjoyed this and want to discover more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and hit the bell so you never miss our next exciting journey. Keep searching, keep collecting, and always remember, the next coin you find could be the one that changes everything.